Lanka and shoot, Gabriel Salitas, and that's 1-0.
How did Juventus try to neutralize Galatasaray's build-up phase? To answer that, we first need to examine their defensive structure and pressing strategy. Fundamentally, Juventus shape their defensive structure in a 4-3-3 mid-block in the mid-third. As the opponent begins their build-up phase, Juventus initiate a jump press. The initial focus is on the ball-side players, applying immediate pressure around the possession zone. When the opponent plays a backward pass in the mid-third, the first pressing line steps higher to engage in a more advanced area. Once the ball is switched toward the right side, Juventus shift into a more aggressive, man-oriented press, not only closing down the possessor, but also tightly marking all nearby ball-side options to restrict short passing solutions. Galatasaray's solution to cope with the opponent's intense pressure is to actively involve the goalkeeper. The opponent's block is positioned slightly deeper in the mid-third, so a back pass is played to the goalkeeper to draw them out. The opponent's first pressing line jumps to press the goalkeeper, and the entire block steps higher accordingly. The moment the goalkeeper attracts the pressure and successfully pulls the block forward as intended, he delivers a long ball into the now free right side area. While the opposition are focused on the goalkeeper, the right fullback quickly runs into that space. As the fullback receives the ball, 4 attackers immediately make forward runs, and the attack develops. In this scene, the opponent are positioned deeper on the right side, making it difficult to play a forward pass. Once again, a back pass is used to draw them out and create space. As intended, the opponent's block reacts and shifts quickly. The goalkeeper waits until the opponent commit, pulling them further in to generate space. At the same time, one player moves to the left to drag a defender, while another midfielder shifts to the right, intentionally opening the central channel. Shortly after, an attacker drops toward the halfway line. As soon as the passing lane opens, the goalkeeper plays a direct pass beyond the halfway line. So how did Juventus defend in their defensive third? In another phase, when the opponent progresses into the defensive third, Juventus retreat collectively and reorganize into a 4-3-3 low block. As the ball enters the interior of the block, the nearest defender quickly blocks the passing lane to intercept the sequence. Simultaneously, surrounding defenders execute a switch movement to cover the vacated space, maintaining compactness and structural balance. Against a Juventus side that maintained a highly compact block below the half-line, Galatasaray struggled to find clear solutions. One of the approaches they chose was to attempt shots from distance. With the opposition already set in a compact low block, there were very few viable passing options available. The possessor carried the ball centrally in an attempt to search for a passing lane. Although he moved from the right side into the central area, the lack of space still made it difficult to play a forward pass. As a result, he first recycled possession with a back pass. When the opponent stepped out slightly, the ball was delivered to the attacking midfielder, Okan. Immediate pressure followed, and Okan quickly laid the ball off to a nearby midfielder before making a central penetration. As 3 defenders collapsed on the new possessor to regain the ball, space opened up for Okan instead. The ball was then played back to him. An attacker ahead attempted to create a passing lane with off-ball movement, but once again, 3 defenders reacted instantly and blocked the lane. Ultimately, Okan opted for a long-range shot. The second solution was to use Osimhen as a hold-up target, setting up runners with quick layoffs. This time, the opponent formed a central low block. Soon after, one defender stepped out to apply pressure on the possessor. To create space, Sane, who had initially been positioned higher up the pitch, dropped deeper to drag his marker with him. This movement opened up space in behind, which Boe immediately attacked with a penetrative run. Recognizing this newly created passing option, the possessor delivered the ball forward. After dropping, Sane quickly accelerated with a diagonal run and released the ball. Although there was still limited space ahead, the ball was first played into Osimhen. Anticipating a potential second ball, Boe quickly advanced toward Osimhen to support the play. Osimhen used his physical strength to win the duel against the defender and successfully laid the ball off to the on-rushing Boe. His individual quality effectively created the decisive opening, and Boe converted the move into a goal.
Oh, chance here for another, which they've got!
Unable to find clear solutions in settled possession, Galatasaray turned to high pressing as an alternative route, aiming to create high regain attacks. This sequence begins from the opponent's throw-in. As soon as the ball is received, two players immediately close down the possessor to apply intense pressure. Osimhen reacts quickly, intercepts the ball and lays it off. The new possessor then slips the ball into the path of Lang, who is making a free run into the central area of the box. Although the opponent reacts quickly and manages to deflect the ball, Sara has already anticipated the second ball and is charging into the central zone. He reacts first and finishes without hesitation, converting the chance into a goal. This time, the opponent regains possession inside their own box and attempts to initiate an attack. Immediately, two players rush forward to press the possessor. With no clear passing lane available, the possessor dribbles toward the central area of the box in search of an option. Once again, two players collapse on him instantly. Forced under pressure, he plays a back pass. However, Osimhen presses from behind, and Lang joins him to form a two-man press. At the same time, the entire team pushes up, committing to a full man-oriented press and blocking all available passing lanes. Under heavy pressure, the opponent panics and loses possession once more to Osimhen. He quickly releases the ball to Lang, who calmly converts the opportunity into a goal.
It's gone to me! It's a